80% higher than during the first quarter last year. Still, market expectations had been even higher, so that Goldman Sachs' share price at the moment is lower than yesterday. Or on Friday, sorry, I compared the prices here in Frankfurt, where, of course, we had the long Easter weekend. JP Morgan Chase reported last week, Citigroup reported last week. Another bank from the US came in with relatively strong earnings today. Bank of America, Merrill Lynch posting a 40% higher net profit. And this news is driving the share price up today. Netflix, the streaming service, reported inline revenue. But also, Netflix reported that during the first quarter, the number of subscriptions did not rise as expected. Still, the share price today here in Frankfurt of Netflix is heading towards a new record high. Quite obviously, many investors are confident that Netflix will manage to raise its subscription numbers more during the current quarter, the second quarter of this year, 2017.
Well, thank you very much, Conrad. We'll continue to keep our eyes on the markets. Thank you for your time, and do have a wonderful day. In the U.S., stock index futures pointed to a lower open today as traders eyed escalating geopolitical tensions concerning North Korea. On the data front, Tuesday will see housing starts, building permits and industrial production for March released by 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. On the earnings front, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson and United Health are scheduled to report before the bell. IBM, Intuitive Surgical and Yahoo are all due to report after the market close. In Asia, shares were mixed in Tuesday's trade as geopolitical tensions took a backseat following a failed missile test by North Korea at the weekend, and as U.S. President Mike Pence continues his tour of Asia. The Nikkei 225 rose by 0.35% as the dollar gained against the yen after trading at a 5-month low in the last session. The Kospi inched up 0.13%. Australia's benchmark ASX 200 index fell 0.9% as Australian markets opened after the long Easter weekend. Mainland Chinese markets were lower, with the Shanghai Composite falling 0.79% and the Shenzhen Composite reversing earlier gains to drop 0.619%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index dropped 1.13%. And back here, the currency market and the debt market are open for trade after the 4-day holiday. Let's see how the markets are doing this first trading day after the Easter holiday. Chioma Udo, dealer at GT Bank, joins me now. Good afternoon, Chioma. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome back from your long holiday. All right, let's begin with the FX markets. The Easter holiday is over. What is the Naira trading at against the dollar on this first trading day of the week, and of course give us an outlook for the rest of the week?
Okay, we're currently in the interbank market at about 306 to a dollar, and for the power market we're currently at 406 per dollar.
And what is your outlook for the week?
Hello?
What is your outlook for the week? Hello, Chioma. What is your outlook for the week? Oh, we seem to have lost Chioma there. We'll move on now. Indigenous oil marketing giant Forte Oil has posted a 97.5% surge in profit to 1.9 billion naira for the first quarter of the year. The report is coming on the back of prudence in operating expenses and better management of foreign exchange inflows. On a quarterly basis, gross revenue inched higher about 20% to 33 billion naira with a profit before tax of 2 billion naira. Trading at a range of 44 naira per share, the EPS is currently 2 naira 3 kobo. And Now, a series of seminars, press briefings and discussions are lined up this week in Washington as policymakers, finance ministers and central bank governors meet for the annual World Bank and IMF meetings. Channels Television is covering the meetings with a team on the ground. And we flag it off now with this look-ahead report from our business editor, Bosun Omofaye, even as the latest World Economic Outlook report is released.
Hundreds of delegates from around the world are meeting here in Washington, D.C. for the World Bank IMF spring meetings for the 2017 edition. But of course, this year will be slightly different. There's a new administration in the United States of Donald Trump, but there'll be discussions around the latest geopolitical issues between U.S. and North Korea, the crisis in Syria, and Russians calling for a meeting next week between the U.S. and the United States in Geneva. But beyond the geopolitical issues, there will be focus here by policymakers, finance ministers and central bank governors about the world economic outlook, the stability of the financial system. The discussions and the conferences and seminars will also focus on agriculture, nutrition, women empowerment, gender equality, and of course, the adolescents. So how would all these issues come together to focus on new areas of solutions rather than the rhetorics? And what's in it for sub-Saharan Africa? Reporting all this week from Washington, D.C. for Channels Television, I am Bosun Omofaye.
In the meantime, the IMF expects the global economy to grow by 3.5% this year and edge higher to 3.6% by 2018. In its latest World Economic Outlook report, the IMF says the momentum in the global economy has been building since the middle of last year, allowing it to reaffirm its earlier forecasts of higher global growth this year and next. The growth, according to the fund, will be broad-based across advanced, emerging and low-income economies, building on gains seen in both manufacturing and trade. This improvement comes primarily from good economic news from Europe and Asia, and within Asia, notably for China and Japan. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back shortly.